Okay, here we are. So, I don't know what the caption of this video is going to be, but you will know from that caption that we have various nitrided, PVD'd parts for the scar. What we're going to go over today is why each of these is coated the way it is. And we're going to go over coatings in general. I'm assuming this video might be kind of long because of it. So, get something to drink, get something to eat. Relax, because we're going to get into it. Now, what I need real quick is a cloth. Okay. So, let me get you adjusted here. And we'll start going over everything. Oh, one other thing. Let's cut this fan off so you can hear a little bit better. Okay. This is all for my scar. Let's start with the obvious. The bolt carrier. And it is coated in DLC. Okay, we got our knife. Looks like we're going to open up a couple things here. And we'll get into the who, what, why, and where of all these parts. So, we have the ejector, which I don't know if you'll be able to see that. The ejector, and that is titanium nitride. Extractor, and that's also titanium nitride. I'm gonna wipe these off as we go. I need to they coat them in like a WD-40 or something, and you definitely want to strip that coating and put that oil, and put your own oil on. Okay, next looks like we're gonna open up okay, we have the cam pin. Now, the cam pin is coated in Altin, ALTIN, aluminum titanium nitride. And we will discuss why I've selected each of these coatings. That way you have an idea, because there is a method to coating selection. I know a lot of people choose coatings because they have a nice bling and aesthetic appearance, and that's okay, but you should understand what benefits you're getting out of these coatings. Next, there's the gas plug. So the gas plug is also Altin. And lastly, we have the bolt head. Now, the bolt head is once again coated in Altin, aluminum titanium nitride. Okay, I I believe that's it. Yeah, that's it. Get that down there. Wipe up this. Man, they oil the shit out of this stuff. Okay. So everything that we just unboxed all got coated over at Brazen, and I've used them for quite a bit of PVD. The bolt carrier in tungsten DLC was coated by Hi-Tech Plating. Okay. Now let's get into why. Why didn't I just coat everything in gold, in titanium nitride? So forth. So the best coating for coefficients of friction is DLC. So there's really no better coating on this table right now than the DLC for coefficients of friction. Okay. I should have had this bolt coated in DLC. So the DLC gives you the high coefficients of friction. It's extremely hard. And the DLC has very good corrosion resistance, but it's not the best for corrosion resistance. But it's obviously way better than bare steel. It's way better than black oxide. And it's way better than salt bath nitride. But it's got a very, very high coefficients of friction. However, the Altin has very good heat resistance. It has very good shock resistance. It has good coefficients of friction. It's not close to DLC, but it's way better than bare steel. It's way better than black oxide, and I believe it's on par or slightly better than salt bath. Now, let's go to the piston. The piston's Altin. Why did I choose Altin and not titanium nitride? Because you'll see titanium nitride pistons out there. So why? Well, high heat. Altin is rated to 1800 degrees, and the hotter it gets, the more self-lubricating it becomes. So it's a perfect choice for your piston, and it's an absolutely perfect choice for your gas plug. Now, as far as the cam pin, so the coefficients of friction is better than the bare steel, and its hardness and its shock resistance is better than the bare steel. However, this should have been DLC because you want the high coefficients of friction. Now, let's move on. The firing pin. Why titanium nitride? Well, believe it or not, any of these coatings on the table, DLC would have probably been the best coating. But since I was doing a batch, sending a batch amount of parts out, I just went ahead and did it. Titanium nitride does have good coefficients of friction. It's not super high, but it's better than bare steel. And the color contrast just helps with cleaning. I wasn't too particular on this coating for the firing pin. It didn't really matter, so I just chose to go with the Altin. Same with the rest of these parts. So the gold on the extractor, it just helps with wiping it off. Again, it was better than just leaving it bare steel, and it does have some coefficients of friction. when this is sliding over the rim of your brass and extracting it and doing its job. So I just chose this coating because it was ultimately better than what was on it to begin with. And the same for the little ejector here. I just wanted something slick and corrosion resistant, and so that is why all of these have been chosen. Again, there could, DLC would have been the better choice for this. DLC would have been the better choice for this. DLC, the much better choice for this little ejector. The cam pin, DLC again, would have been the better choice. And once again, DLC would have been the better choice on the bolt. But when you work with high-tech plating to get things coated in DLC, tungsten DLC, no matter what you send, it starts at $150, at least currently. So if you just wanted this done, $150. If you just wanted this done, it was $150. So I didn't get any of that sent over because I actually wasn't sure that they worked with private individuals. I thought they only worked with companies. So after all this stuff was out at Brazen, I did reach out to them and they said, oh yeah, we'll do it, no problem. $150 is where we start. Well, $150 to coat the carrier in DLC, I thought was a pretty fair price. So anyway, I'll go ahead and I'll degrease these, and then we'll be right back. We'll get everything installed, and we'll go from there. But yeah, you've got to, unless you're buying a Glock barrel that's gold just for those aesthetics, understand the pros and the cons of each of these coatings. You see a lot of titanium carbonitride. That's another really hard one. It comes in like that pink, bronze, purplish, if you will. They call it like rose gold. That's a nice, it's a very hard coating. Again, coefficients of friction is not as good as DLC, but it's much better than bare steel. You have to research these coatings, and then also you have to understand titanium nitride from one place can be totally different than titanium nitride from another place. It seems like, even in the DLCs, it seems like where they get it and how the powder's mixed can be totally different from one place to another. So anyway, yeah, I'll go ahead and get these cleaned, and we'll get it installed. We'll see how it goes.